Yo, it's your man with the plan, Lars here. Here to talk about something a little bit more serious than usual. I normally don't talk about drama, or I don't talk about things that pertain outside of what we usually do, just because I feel like if I were to do that, I'd just make another channel for it. But I do feel like it's important here to talk about Paimon'S VA and what has happened recently. It's been really crazy, and honestly, I'm going to take the most neutral stance as possible. I know some people are like, yeah, and some people are like, man, this sucks. It's very, I think there's a lot of mixed reactions on how people feel about Paimon'S VA and what's happened to her recently. And for those who don't know, just to give you a general gist, just the quick rundown before, I'm pretty sure this person I'm about to watch right here is going to give a rundown. I'll try to choose somebody very neutral in the conversation. But the SAG-AFTRA for actors, they had a video game voice actor strike for majority of the voice actors we know and love. They're part of this union, but it's a union, but it's also a guild. But this guild has a lot of power. This guild has tons of power. And these companies like HoYoverse and Square Enix, I don't think Square Enix is on there, but HoYoverse and some of Nintendo's projects, I think, are affected by this a little bit. I can't remember off the top of my head everybody who's affected, but I definitely know HoYoverse was affected. But it's recently come out that HoYoverse shouldn't have been affected by this as much, and that there's a chance that SAG-AFTRA is trying to strong arm HoYoverse into a contract, and it's a big mess. And then there's voice actors that are with SAG-AFTRA because SAG-AFTRA has done so much, and it's, you know, they're trying to get the AI stuff settled, and people think that's more important than whatever they're not having working at the moment. It's a big clash. But one of the biggest people in the middle of this that's been causing controversies, because Hoyo is somebody, because of Chinese law, I'm just, like I said, I'm just thinking of everything I saw over the past few months. I think Chinese law and how the voice actor unit wants to implement stuff, I don't think they mix well with the laws and how they do stuff. So they haven't really signed any contracts. So the voice actors have been fighting, voice actors been fighting, and then Paimon'S VA is one of the big ones that were like, well, they need to sign this or else this, and this, while still working on Paimon'S VA while everyone else is taking a break. So it's like, there was like some conflict of interest stuff going on. But at the end of the day here, it sounds like regardless if she was fired or not, Paimon'S VA basically said that I ain't doing this until they sign something. And I put my letter of recommendation, which is crazy because that's her biggest role. And I don't think I've heard her in really big roles outside of Paimon. And I kind of give you my afterthoughts, and I'll probably pause the video here, and I'm not probably gonna watch this whole video. I'm just gonna give you the video so you get the gist, because I just immediately know the situation. And I hate talking about drama on here, but I feel like this is important because it's going to affect the games going forward if this is going to be true. So yeah, let's just go into this and see what it sees. Oh god, this is stupid. I'm mixed on this, as you can probably tell. All right, this also, just to give you the credit out here, my dude, this is MoreKazahana. So thank you, MoreKazahana, for providing some more information for this.
So it seems to be getting worse and worse in terms of the SAG-AFTRA, Genshin Impact voice actor drama. And well, it seems like we have another response from Corina Boettger, essentially talking about an interview that she did with a YouTuber called Paper Now, if you haven't seen it, I'll definitely leave a link down in the description. It's a good video, pretty much interviewing Corina.
It's 30 minutes long, that's why I'm watching this.
They go and talk about other stuff to do in voice acting and favorite animes and stuff like that. But there is, a couple of parts where they do go into some of the drama and talking about her, kind of opinion on it, or their opinion on it. And essentially, yeah, they go in and have a little bit of a chat. And this has been blowing up over on Twitter.
Yeah, it's been going crazy,
big news,
by the way.
And this is the news. They're saying Corina...
Like, you see that? Like, 471 comments, 10K likes. It's blowing up, and that's only happened, like... Yeah, that was literally today, this morning. I think that it got retweeted. So it's probably going to go really crazy.
VA will no longer voice Paimon, and this is an interview. So I'll play the clip.
Yeah, he's going to play the clip for you guys.
I'm on at the moment, but is there any new roles that you have coming up?
Correct. After Jacob was replaced, I sent notice to Hoyo saying that I would no longer voice Paimon until they became union, so they'll probably just replace me.
So are there...
So yeah, that's essentially what she said there. She said that she won't be voicing.
Which I feel like is crazy, because it's I always know that signing contracts and your beliefs are always good, but always put your money where your mouth is. But it's like you put your whole bag in your mouth. It's not just like your money where your mouth is. It's like me. So so those who don't know, I'm not a voice actor, but I'm an aspiring voice actor because I don't ever have time to voice act. But as somebody who always does that, like if I had a role like Paimon, I would be holding on to that like dear life unless it's morally wrong. And I guess she thinks it's morally wrong. I mean, I've heard some of the things she said on Twitter. So there's other things in play, but like I said, I'm trying to not get into that part of it. I'm just throwing to straight facts of how I feel and what I see. And that's crazy. And that's going to affect the game a lot because Paimon's annoying little but Corina is annoying, and she transfers that energy into Paimon. That's the one thing I gotta say. Paimon's annoying little shit, and Corina's annoying little shit, and it's like it works. It's for but I'm gonna miss her. Either way, I'm gonna miss her as a VA, as this the performance itself. I'm good at separating the art from the artist. I just can't do that with Kanye West.
Voicing Paimon until they go union. Now, if you don't know the kind of intricacies behind a lot of this stuff going on, it's very, very unlikely the Hoyoverse will go union. I feel like, that is probably something that is not going to happen. And it's, as she says there, or as they say there, sorry, it's more likely that they're just going to replace them. Because I think that's, that's literally what Genshin Impact has been doing. And thank God, a lot of people are very happy about this happening. Like, I can't believe the amount of like happiness for people, in terms of her leaving and everything like that. They say, I hope Hoyo get a replacement.
So, like I was saying earlier, Paimon's VA has been known to be a little bit of annoying little. It's annoying sometimes on social media. It's just how her personality comes off, her voice, and just it's the look, it's the voice, it's the way she comes off. She's always had a little bit of like, she could rub you the wrong way depending on what she's saying. I think she's the one who started that Paimon's a kid kind of thing, and it pissed a whole bunch of people off. But I think like she puts lore, she makes up lore, and sometimes she puts it in the shows, like stuff like that. But anyway, let me continue.
The only reason I played Japanese dub is because of her voice. It said it sucks because honestly, I didn't mind Paimon's voice. Corina did not do themselves any favors with the way they acted over the strikes. Got that bozo out of here like LeBron, which again, people are very, very happy at this news, and hopefully it does mean that we could see a replacement coming very, very soon. Now, obviously, yeah, they pretty much start, they stopped working as long as the Hoyo isn't union, which could be a big issue for Hoyo in terms of now they need to find a voice actor for Paimon, which shouldn't take too long, I don't think. But
I think let me see what
obviously I think it's just kind of dumb to be saying that you're not going to be voicing until they go union. It's just like,
you're fumbling the bag. And let's keep in mind, Paimon has the most voice lines in the whole game, and she's voiced every single patch. I'm not even joking when I say this. By the time she is voiced, like if they decide to redo her voice, because there's two things they could probably do. Number one, they could just have her voice everything after Corina is voiced. So Corina probably did the next patch already. So the one for Norkarai, or is it either Norkarai or I forgot the name of the nation. Wherever Saritsa is. My brain is not working right now, but wherever the Saritsa is. Norkarai, she probably has that voice, but what's probably going to happen, there's probably a new voice actor that's going to voice everything going forward. And depending on how they handle Genshin Impact, they'll just have her do a similar voice to Paimon going forward, and then she'll go back and redo them. Or she'll just stop right there and just do everything going forward, and maybe way, way, way down the line to decide to take out her voice lines and switch it with hers, because it's just not worth the money. It's not worth the money. Imagine somebody imagine you're watching Naruto Shippuden, or like just the Naruto series in general, and somebody had to go through all 1,000 episodes, 1,000 episodes total of Naruto, and had to replace Naruto's voice actor on every single scene, every single grunt to groan, that is just not worth it. So I don't know what they're gonna do. But it's kind of sad because I like her voice as Paimon because it matches what she's like. But a good replacement, I would say, for her would probably be Mim from Genshin, from Honkai Star Rail. For those who haven't played M4 is the story, there's a character named Mim. And she kind of, honestly, I think it might be March 7th's voice actor putting on a voice, but I'm not sure. So that's probably a good choice. But who knows? They might choose somebody from Britain, so it might be somebody completely new.
Essentially just lost your career there. It's like one of the easiest ways to, you know, miss out on one of your biggest roles. Like, because let's be real, I feel like this is one of their biggest roles, you know.
It's their biggest role, and it's the only role I know they have.
Whenever it comes
I think
to
she has a few side roles.
He's Paimon, and they're giving it up willingly because they wouldn't go union, which I think, yeah, that's just dumb. And if that's the way that you want to lose your job, then go ahead. But, you know, I think a lot of people are very happy about this news. Now, obviously, as you can see here, Brown Online actually made a comment on there saying, "Oh no." Anyways, which again I found kind of
that
funny.
was him. I was wondering who said that. I was like, damn, that's cold. That was him. I didn't realize that.
Brad, you know, does not like.
See, he's kind of in the middle. He's kind of in the middle. He's trying to keep it.
Yeah, Brad saying.
He's trying to keep it in the middle.
Brad asked Corey to let you voice.
I think most people are happy.
I want it, but it won't feel the same. And they say good, which yeah, I think.
Oh, that was him. I didn't realize that was him.
Talking about the interview as well. Saying thanks Paperback Boy.
I'm not gonna go through the interview,
but yeah, I make the announcement here after John got recast that this was the final straw for me, and I told Hoyo I was not coming back to record until they signed the SAG interim agreement, as I've still been dealing with my, and then they put like a YouTube video there, contract.
I will have to say one thing though. I'm gonna say this in the neutralest way possible. Wanting a company to sign something and like putting all your roles on the line is real, like it's kind of, I understand putting your money where your mouth is, like I said, and being where your morals are, but it's kind of plant behavior a little bit. Like okay, why do you care? This is my thing with everybody. There's a reason why somebody cares about something outside of just that it's morally correct. A lot of times, like it's something personal. It's not always the worst thing in the world to have something personal stakes in something, but when somebody shills so hard for something, it's like you wonder, like, okay, what's in it for you? What do they have what's in it for you? Because it doesn't make sense. Why would you give up your bag like that? Unless you just want to quit voice acting anyway, why would you give up your bag? That's such a dumb thing to do, just so willingly. It's like saying like, the job I have right now, it sucks, but it's the only job I have, and I'm just going to give it up willingly because, not because I'm tired of it anymore, just because my job won't sign this human rights bill, and you know, it's great that they're signing the human rights bill, and sometimes, like I said, put your morals is great, but it's like you don't have a backup job. And you hear Corina always talking about how she needs a pay increase. Like, remember, that was a big thing back in the day. That was one of the things that she was moaning about back in the day. And it's like, okay, so what's in this that I know that AI is coming to take jobs, but is that so important to where not working now is more important? I don't know. It's crazy.
Being broken again and again from them not paying me on time on a consistent basis, not being paid within 30 days.
Yeah, so that is stuff that happened there. Like that, she's not lying about that. They did kind of like, it was not directly their fault, it's completely, but it's still under their umbrella, so it is their fault. But yeah, they have problems paying her, and they'll pay her on time anyway. And I think the union does help with that kind of stuff, but at the same time, it's like I said, she probably has personal stakes, and it's like she's probably already mad at Hoyo, honestly. And I understand why. If I was a voice actor and this is my biggest role, and I was like kind of like, oh yeah, your paycheck's coming 2 weeks from now, after you need to get paid, but my rent is like tomorrow. Oh, sorry, your paycheck's delayed another month. You know, but that happened one time, but I don't know how many times that happened in the background. And I know she's scared about the AI stuff, but it's just like, but sometimes you gotta eat now. It's like, it's a moral dilemma. Do you protect yourself later, or do you sacrifice what you have now to maybe have what you need later, and they can still break it later, you know?
Days as my contract states, waiting anywhere from 3 to 5 months on average for my paychecks. This is why contracts mean nothing if the game isn't union, because the contracts are not enforceable without a union. I mean, I feel like they are kind of enforceable with like legal action if you just kind of have the right lawyers and things, but maybe, you know, I'm wrong on that one. I don't.
A lot of things are enforceable by contract, but the problem is the same thing as the problem with Nintendo. Yeah, things are enforceable with lawyers, but yeah, they have millions of dollars and $1 million lawyers that know people, you know. So yeah, you could go there and sue somebody for not doing it, but they're gonna drain your bank account in the process, especially if you don't win. It's like you're effed. You basically put yourself in college debt to lose, and that's not fun either. So
I don't know. Hoyo still refuses to sign an AI protection. I mean, we've seen with the final kind of offer that they offered the other day. I mean, they seem to be pretty open to doing that, but it seems like SAG just doesn't want to. And it's kind of funny to see even Corina still backing SAG-AFTRA up.
And so, and I don't want to go too deep into his video because I feel like it's going to start getting a little like it's going to get a little bouncy back and forth. But I'll kind of give you also a little bit more information and my closing thoughts. But the voice actors are hurting. If you go look on Twitter, if you look at Allegra Clark, she's basically done Mitsuru Kirijo in Persona 5 Reload. She does Beto and she did Beto in Genshin Impact. I think she's Acheron in Honkai Star Rail. She's basically what's her name? She basically done a lot of roles and replaced a lot of roles that what's her name? The wife of Yuri Lowenthal. The girl, whoever the girl who I can't remember her name right now, but the girl who plays Edelgard, she does a lot of her roles now. Allegra Clark, and she's like, you know, a lot of our roles are going overseas, and a lot of our roles are starting to be are going to Britain and going to Europe, and he's like, we love new people being in the industry, but my roles are going into Europe because of the strike, and SAG-AFTRA are holding these people by the balls with blackmail and a lot of crazy stuff. At the same time, SAG-AFTRA is necessary in some aspects, but it's just that they're abusing somebody in there is abusing the shit out of their power, and it's hurting the voice actors, and I see them cry, especially the ones that were neutral or they were good with, they were just trying to chill. They're hurting me, and I'm not part of the SAG-AFTRA, and I don't know if I ever will be, but you know, it's just it's a hard spot to voice actors, and they're seeing their roles disappear and go to new voice actors that aren't. I'm not saying that they all need to be American, but a lot of these were American-based roles, and now they're going everywhere else, and it's making people upset. And my heart's out to them, because if I had an iconic role and I lost it, I'd be upset. But you know, this thing is a very complicated thing. That's why I'm trying to stay as neutral as possible. I chose the most neutral person I could find. There's a lot of people here that are like, yeah, fuck you, you know, fuck you, Corina. But you know, it's a mixed bag for me. Corina has always been, upsetty spaghetti kind of person. It's just sad to see somebody so iconic. You know, it's been 5 years. She's been playing this character for 6 years, almost 6 years, 5 to 6 years, and she just decided to throw it away like that for a company for something that I don't think she fully understands. Something that we all don't fully understand, but she truly doesn't understand it, and she's putting her money where her mouth is. And if SAG-AFTRA burns her one day, I don't know. But at the same time, it is important to secure your future. People love to like put you in positions where you have to agree to stuff, and then later on they like F you up later. So I do understand a little bit where she's coming from, but still, it's also how she's acting too. It's like, if she was acting more professional about it, I think it would matter. But there's a lot of voice actors, like Candace's voice actor pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people pissed a lot of people off. And you're seeing that the talent when somebody's unique with talent, it comes with a lot of baggage, you know, like, oh, this person's so cool and they're so talented. Yeah, but for them to be standout person compared to the rest of us, there's probably also something weird about that person. That's something you guys got to realize. There's always something weird about somebody if they're a standout person. It could be a good thing that they're weird. It also could be a bad thing though. It's like, oh my God, he's so weird and quirky, and he knows how to do all these voices and faces and be different people. You know, he's like a heavy, like he's got like an alter ego where he's like Batman in real life or something, you know, beat people to an absolute pulp. But yeah, it's cool to see Batman beat people to a pulp on film, but watch somebody do it in real life, it's kind of horrifying, you know. This is a lot of weird quirks I think a lot of these voice actors and people have, and a lot of beliefs are clashing, and it's an ugly mess. It's an ugly mess, but I will say this, if Corina ever watches this, I think your performance will be missed for me. It will be missed. But I believe this is a lot of things that I think you need to look at before, if you were ever to come back to this role, if they allow you, or to like, as you go forward, if you get any more roles. I think there's a lot of things you look at. And I think how you professionally hold yourself is really important. I think a lot of voice actors, a lot of content creators, a lot of people who are young don't understand that holding yourself professionally matters the most. Being graceful while leaving a job or to put your point out there is important. And Corina has not been very graceful. And that's why people are celebrating why she's losing the role. I think she needs to be a little bit more graceful with her thing. But that's something with wisdom and time. And I think they're older than me, so maybe it's just lost on them. But like, if I was leaving a role, I'd be like, you know, I really support SAG-AFTRA. I really support what they're doing. I'm sorry that if this feels like it's hurting you guys. I understand that this is something that might come off the wrong way, but I really believe in this. I believe in securing our future, and I'm sorry that I feel like I need to resign my role as Paimon until it's signed. And I know this might disappoint some of y'all, or you all, but I feel like this is what I have to do, and I agree. I regret to say I probably will resign my role as Paimon if everything, depending on what happens in the background. That's a little bit more graceful versus like, yeah, I just think they need to sign it, and you know, I guess they're gonna replace me. Yeah, I guess I'm losing my job. You know, it's like, it's so ungraceful. It's just, nothing gets me madder than, that's the one thing about Corina, nothing gets me madder than unprofessionalism. But I think I'm starting to ramble on a little bit now. But tell me what you guys think down below. I hate talking about this shit on my channel, honestly. But it's, when stuff this big happens, I have to talk about it, especially when I do 50% Hoyo content. So tell me what you think down below. Tell me what you think, who she probably replaced by, especially if it's somebody who's already in a Hoyo game, like Mim. I think Mim is a great choice, whoever that is. And tell me down below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry that this is such a messy video. I hope I didn't offend anybody. I try to stay neutral, and because I'm trying to stay objective. But this is a, man, this is why I don't talk about this stuff. But all right, everybody, goodbye.